So students, here is the second problem under liquidation. So here is the question. Prakash Limited went into liquidation on 31st March 2015. So it went into liquidation on 31st March 2015. Following information is available with the liquidator. So liquidator, he has the following information. Creditors amount to rupees 75,660. So here the creditors, the total value of creditor is 75,660, of which rupees 8,000 are preferential. So in this 75,660, 8,000 are preferential creditors. So the total value of creditors is 75,660. Out of this, 8,000 is preferential creditors. So they have the preferential rights. So they may be of tax payable. So those are, the example is the tax payable. So they have 8,000 worth of preferential creditors, and the remaining value will be unsecured creditors. So total value of creditor is 75,660. In this it includes, of which means, so of which it is given, see, of which it includes 8,000 as preferential creditors. So unsecured creditor is 67,660. So next, coming on to rupees 8,000 are preferential. 6% debentures having a floating charges on the assets of the company amounted to rupees 80,000. So here the debenture value is 80,000. 6% debenture value is 80,000. Debentures to be paid up to 30th September 2015. The liquidation is of 31st March 2015, but debenture is paid on 30th September 2015. So this is regarding the liabilities which is to be paid. So next, coming on to the assets realized. So it is assets has been realized and converted into cash. So what and all there it has been? So stock worth of 85,000, plant and machinery 60,600, and cash in hand is 500. So next is debentures were paid off on 30th September 2015. So they were paid on 30th September 2015 with interest. So now 6 months is outstanding debentures. So liquidators expenses amounting rupees 1,902, and he is given a remuneration at 3% on the amount realized. So the amount realized is 3% on assets realized and 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors excluding preferential creditors. That is 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors, means any amount remaining to unsecured creditors after paying the above. So after paying the above, so you know, according to the liquidator's final statement, after paying that itself, you are supposed to pay for the unsecured creditors. So next, coming on to, so here is the what they saying, 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors excluding preferential creditors. Prepare the liquidator's final statement of accounts. So first you are supposed to, here is the problem number 2. I will be solving this. Prakash Limited. So liquidator's final statement of account, receipts rupees, payment rupees. So coming on to liquidator's final statement, here is the format for that. So I will be writing on with receipt side. So cash in hand, yes, we have cash in hand worth of 500, that should be written. That is cash in hand 500. So done. So next, cash at bank, no cash at bank. Next you are supposed to write off the assets realized. So what are all the assets realized? See over here, the stock has been realized for 84,000. Stock value is 84,000. So next is plant and machinery has been realized at 60,600. So this much is the assets realized. So it will be, when you make a total, it will be 45,100. So nothing is there to write, so I'll be making the total now itself. So now coming on to the payment side. So what are the things that is on the payment side? So first is secured creditors. So there is no secured creditors. So next coming on to liquidation expenses. So yes, we have in question there is a liquidation expenses. So how much is that liquidation expenses? They have been given in the question. So the liquidation expenses amounting to 1,902. That is liquidation expenses, that is 1,902. So next what's there in the format? Liquidators remuneration. So I guess we are supposed to pay the liquidators remuneration. Liquidators remuneration. So here also will be paying two kinds of remuneration for him. One is 3% on amount realized and 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors. So first is 3% on amount realized. So I'll be showing you 3% on amount realized. See here. So what is the amount realized? So amount realized is, here I done the total, right, in the question here itself, 1,45,100. All the value should be taken into consideration. So amount realized is 1,45,100. So these are all the assets that has been sold and converted into cash. So this much is taken, 1,45,100. So it will be into 3%, that is 4,353. So on the amount realized, that is 4,353. So next is 2% on amount payable to unsecured creditors. So we still don't know what is the amount payable to the unsecured creditors. In the question we have calculated. So the amount payable to unsecured creditor is 67,660. But this person will be paid after paying all these persons, right? So in the question, in the format, after paying debenture holders, after paying preference shareholders only, after that only unsecured creditors will be paid, right? So now we are supposed to see what is there. So next is debenture holders, outstanding interest on debentures. So now we are supposed to calculate the outstanding interest on debentures. So in the question they are given debenture interest is paid up to 30th September 2015. So here is the value of debenture is 80,000. Interest payable up to 30th September 2015. So 80,000 multiplied by what is the debentures interest rate? That is 6%. They are given here. 6% into 6 by 12. How is this 6 by 12 means? So the liquidation is on 31st March 2015, but they have been paying up to 30th 9 2015. They are paid on what date they have been paid? That is 30th 9 2015. So from this is the end of March. From April, if you take from April to September, it is 6 months. So that is 6 by 12, 2,400 is the interest, outstanding interest on debentures. So what is the value outstanding interest on debentures? 2,400. So next coming on to what you are supposed to write according to this format. Next you are supposed to write debentures. So what is the value of debentures? Yes, in the question we have the debentures. So debentures value is, here in the question you have given the debenture value is 80,000. So 80,000 is the value of debentures. So next coming with the format. Next is for preferential creditors. Yes, we have the preferential creditors in the question. Preferential creditors. So what is the value of preferential creditors? So value of preferential creditors is 8,000. So 8,000 is the value of preferential creditors. So after that only we will be arriving at unsecured creditors. So unsecured creditors. So now we are supposed to calculate this unsecured creditors, and also we are not done with the 2% amount payable on unsecured creditors. So we are supposed to do with two items. So here is that is next point, 2% on the amount payable to unsecured creditors excluding preferential creditors. So total receipts is 1,45,100. Total receipts is 1,45,100. So minus total payments. So we are supposed to write off all these payments which we had paid before unsecured creditors at 1,902 as liquidation expenses, 3% of amount realized and outstanding debentures, interest on debentures and debenture value and preferential creditors. So when we add all those things, we will be arriving at 96,655. So total receipts minus total payments up to preferential creditors will be arriving at amount available to unsecured creditors, that is 48,445. So this is the amount available for unsecured creditors. So now we are supposed to calculate, is this amount sufficient for paying the unsecured creditors? So here is the value which is to be paid to the unsecured creditors. So for unsecured creditors we need to pay 67,660, right? So but the value available is 48,455. So now the amount is insufficient. So what we are supposed to calculate? When there is two types, right? When the amount is sufficient, when the amount is not sufficient. So here the amount is not sufficient, so the formula will be amount available multiplied by rate of commission. So rate of commission on the unsecured rate of commission payable, remuneration payable for the amount available to creditors is 2% divided by 100 plus rate of commission 2%, that is 905. So now we calculated 2% amount payable to the unsecured creditors. Amount payable on unsecured creditors, that is, what is the value, that 950. So now any balance remaining will be payable to unsecured creditors. So now the balance remaining that is available for unsecured creditor is 47,495. So that will be 47,495. So the total will be 1,45,100. So if you want, you can calculate 1,45,100 minus 1,902 minus 44,353 minus 950 minus 2,400 minus 80,000 minus 88,000, and remaining balancing figure will be 47,495. So this is all about the problem number 2. Thank you.